Good morning, more like good afternoon, from my hospital room. It is snowing like crazy here. I don't know if you can really see that, but yeah, that's my view. I just wanted to check in with you guys. I don't even know what day it is, day 4 in the hospital. Feeling okay, really tired, worn out. Last night I didn't sleep very well. My legs are just like spasming and they're restless, so I was up a lot just trying to move the circulation and stuff. And then they changed my nurse in the middle, so that was all confusing and stuff. So, but it all got worked out. This morning I woke up and my congestion was just really like impacted, so I had to have respiratory come early and just kind of do some chest PT and get that all broken up. And I've been on a walk already, and if you've never had pneumonia, it's like you walk 5 feet and it's like you ran a whole marathon. Now imagine that with one lung. So it's extremely exhausting, but I'm doing it, so that's the important part. Today's topic for the vlog is discouragement. Like that word, those feelings I have felt the last few days, and just feeling like all my hard work that I've put into being healthy the last 4 years and being normal per se is just gone. And that's just my mind lying to me, and Satan trying to put a foothold, in my life and discourage my attitude and my mood. And last night I got a really big compliment from the nurse. She said I just had such a positive attitude towards all of this, and I don't always do. I have my bad moments where I want to say no, where I want to kick and scream and say forget it all, I ain't taking no more medicine, I ain't doing no more treatments, I don't want to go and do a stupid acapella. If you don't know what that is, I'll show you wherever mine's at. It all becomes too much sometimes, especially when you feel like you're just normal and then all of a sudden you're back to where you were 4 years ago. And I know I'm by no means as sick as I was, and ultimately you're gonna get sick in life. And with me, just the common cold or bronchitis becomes pneumonia just because my body is not as strong, and it just knocks me down harder and it works harder, and it's just really discouraging. And I'm trying to not give into those thoughts of negativity and frustration, but it's hard when all you want to do is be at home and like work and be normal. And I know that I'm normal, but normal for me. And people, I think the biggest thing right now is like I feel like so many people are pitying me, and I hate being pitied. Like I'm no different than an average person. I just get sick, and I keep my health stuff pretty private. All the gory details of things, and when serious things do happen, just a limited amount of people know, just because that's just how I am. I don't want people to look at me and pity me or think, oh, poor her, or she can't do this, or she can't lift that. Like, I can do anything you can do, and I have one lung. So that's how I feel about that. And I feel like I've always tried to kind of spend my whole life showing people that I can do anything, because they expect me to do less because of my health issues, because of my heart condition and my one lung now. And I think that's why I work 10 times harder just to prove that. And it's like, really, who am I trying to prove? And it's more or less to myself. And everyone's saying like, oh, just quit working completely, just live off disability the rest of your life. Like that's an option. Like I can do that. I have all rights to, I know that, but do I want to? No. If I have to at some point in my life, I will. But when it comes to that, like, it's just so infuriating that there are people out there that there's nothing wrong with them, like physically, and I mean even mentally, at times, and they voice that or say that, they just live off the government just because, and they're able to. And then there's people in my predicament where I married a middle-class hardworking man, and now my premiums for my government insurance are ridiculous, which I'm so blessed that I am able to have them and keep them. Don't think that I'm not don't think I'm not grateful, because I am, that I was able to do that. But it's just so frustrating. If someone in my position can go out and work full time, I'm no longer full time, but I was, and just put in that grind and that work and that hard time, why can't other people who just get things handed to them do it? And by no means do I know all about the government and SSI and SSA and Social Security and all that, but it took me over a year to get Medicaid, simply because I wasn't pregnant and I didn't have a child, and because I wanted to work and actually put my college degree to use and have a normal per se life. But ultimately, my health, at any point, it could not be stable, obviously, as you can see. 1 second I'm fine and the next second I'm not. Or I could go years and then here, I need to have another surgery. So having those government insurances are a blessing, because no matter how much money my husband makes or I make, you'll never have enough to cover all the bills that accumulate. And even with commercial insurance through our works, it's ridiculous, the amount of money that this stuff costs, or surgeries cost. So I find that that's been a little infuriating for me, and I try to not think about it or get on that topic, but it's like, hello people, like if you're able to physically do things and mentally go out and earn money, I don't care if you work at the Dollar General or flip burgers, like good for you, you do that. And I see people who are handicapped and they are working. They have spina bifida, or they have cerebral palsy, and they are working. Especially in this hospital, they have a lot of, in their clinics, their front office people, they have a lot of disabled workers, which I love. Like, that shows that, here I am and I've gone through these things and I've had this, but I still come to work. I still try to earn money independently and work hard. So it's like, wake up, society. Like, why are you entitled to have things handed to you? But then people like me have to suffer and be stuck in that middle portion of, oh, you got married, or oh, you want to work and make money, but you can't make over this amount, which is a ridiculous income limit that I don't know how anyone could live off of. And, in the meantime, you have to pay a $300 or $400 premium to keep your insurance. And I'm very blessed and grateful I have these things still, but it's like, people in our society just take it for granted, or just constantly just keep having kids and live off the government, and and I'm not saying that all people take that for granted. There are mothers out there and families that need that, and it's a blessing. But ultimately, when there are people that just have SSI just because they lied and said that they had all these mental issues going on or physical issues and manipulated the system, like, that's infuriating to people like me, because I try so hard to be normal. Like, I've worked my whole life to just be average and have an 8 to 5 and make that money and not miss work, and just have people be proud of me, my family be proud of who I am and my career. And I'm coming to realize I'm never gonna live up to that because of my health, and that's okay. I don't need to. My family loves me the way I am. My husband supports me whether I work 1 day a week, 7 days a week, or none at all. So I'm learning to accept that, and learning that I need to make myself proud with what I can do and not expect more and, hurt myself in the end physically. But that's just a topic that's gets me heated. So comment your idea on that, or your opinion, on just how our system is able to be manipulated by, people that don't need to be on SSI, or don't need, those things. And by no means do I have a right to say, do they not? But I've heard people say all the time, there's nothing wrong with me, but I get SSI. I lie about it. I manipulate the system. Like, if you willingly voice it, or you state you have no physical deficit or anything that affects you working, and that's so infuriating to me. And I try not to take it personally, but someone in my shoes who works so hard to have the normal life and also be able to still keep government insurance because I need it. There's no other option. To burden my husband with all of those bills and being on his insurance if I was, it's ridiculous, and I would feel so guilty, So I'm very blessed to have those. So there's that topic. let's talk about something more positive. I finally can taste food a little bit. I had chicken nuggets last night, and they like tasted like filet mignon. That's how amazing they were. So I have the nice nurse I had yesterday, so she's sweet. Still on the same antibiotics and stuff. I believe my pulmonologist left yesterday for a few weeks, but I'm left with his team leader, and he trusts him, and I believe I've met him before in the past, so but I don't know if they'll come today or not. Normally they come by now. So I'm just gonna try to relax and sleep and get all the rest I can, and not allow all these thoughts of discouragement to just take over and, you know, take my joy. And that's just the hardest thing right now, is to not feel discouraged or like I let people down or I let myself down, because it feels that way, to be completely honest. And it's just hard to be back at this point again when you have come so far. So, and it's just, you don't want to do any of it, you know, but you know you have to. And I do it for the people that love me, and it's, sometimes you just want to give up and run away and hide and just be done with it all. But I know it'll get better, and I know that God is taking care of me, and I just need to trust in Him. And it's just a lot of emotions, and, you know, the raging steroids of anger and frustration. So, which normally I've never had that much of a problem with the prednisone, because it can cause mood swings and stuff, but I'm on so much of it that it's just like kind of a roller coaster. So pray for me and the people around me that I'm just calm and nice. And but that's how today's going. It's snowing horribly, and hopefully my husband can make it back okay from work safely. I'm gonna eat some lunch and get some medicine and probably go back to sleep. If you have any questions, comments about the whole government insurance thing, and by no means am I judging people who live off of that or whatever at all. There are people and families that legitimately need those resources, and then there are people that take it for granted, and because of that, people in my shoes suffer. So that's infuriating. But comment about it, and I don't want to start a fight or a debate, you know, about it, but just the frustrations you personally have faced with trying to get resources for yourself or your family and not being able to when you believe you have the right to be. So just comment, subscribe, like, send me any messages. If y'all want to know anything about me, just let me know. I'll make a video about it. Anything about my health or my family. I've been thinking about making one about my family, about my siblings and stuff, because that's like a complicated family tree. So that'll be a fun dynamic. But thank you all for all the support and just watching, and just keep me in your prayers, and that I can just keep a positive attitude and keep trucking along. Thank you. See you at the next video.